Well, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to the transition ceremony for the graduating class of fall 2024. This ceremonial rite of passage signifies that 7th trimester students have demonstrated the knowledge and skills required to advance to the next stage of their clinical education. In addition, we will recognize members of the class for their special achievements in academic and clinical excellence, as well as their service to the college. I would like to welcome the families and friends who joined us in person today for this important event. The ceremony is also broadcasted live to allow as many people as possible to celebrate the accomplishments of our students. I now invite all faculty present to please stand and be recognized for your dedication and commitment to academic excellence, leadership, and professional best practices. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jessica Walker, Assistant Professor in the Department of Foundational Sciences, who will present the Distinguished Service in Foundational Sciences Award.
First of all, congratulations. The Distinguished Service in Foundational Sciences Award is presented to a member of the current 7th trimester class who has demonstrated an astute interest in the foundational sciences curriculum, as evidenced by grade point average, service through tutoring, and serving as a teaching assistant above and beyond conventional expectation. The recipient of the Distinguished Service in Foundational Sciences Award is Brooke Green. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Fiona Jarrett Thelwell, Professor in the Department of Clinical Sciences, who will present the Diagnostic Imaging Award.
Good afternoon. The radiology curriculum at Northeast College of Health Sciences is extensive and extremely demanding. This award recognizes a 7th trimester student who has demonstrated excellence and distinction in the diagnostic imaging portion of the chiropractic program. The recipient of the Diagnostic Imaging Award is Emmanuel Camber-Ogaglos. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Bill Loretti, Professor in the Department of Integrated Chiropractic Therapies, who will present the Dr. Frank P. Giacomo Technique Award.
The Chiropractic Technique Award is especially meaningful to many because to many, technique represents the distinguishing difference between our profession and all others. The Dr. Frank P. DiGiacomo Technique Award is presented to a 7th trimester student who has demonstrated competency and mastery of the subject material, and by virtue of their ability, received endorsement by the Integrated Chiropractic Therapies faculty and others appropriate to the evaluation. The recipient of the Dr. Frank P. DiGiacomo Technique Award is Mariah Elser. It's my pleasure to now introduce Dr. Gina Voorhees, Associate Professor in the Department of Clinical Sciences, who will present the Distinguished Accomplishment in Diagnosis Award.
All right. The Distinguished Accomplishment in Diagnosis Award is presented to a member of the 7th trimester class who has demonstrated excellence in the area of diagnostic sciences. Candidates for this award must meet a course grade requirement and have served as a tutor and/or teaching assistant. The individual's dedication, service, and performance must be above and beyond conventional expectations. The recipient of this award, by virtue of their ability, has received endorsement by the diagnosis faculty. The recipient of the Distinguished Accomplishment in Diagnosis Award is Emmanuel Camboroglos. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Ilya Arar, Associate Professor in the Department of Foundational Sciences, who will present the Lloyd E. Henby Distinguished Service Award.
The Lloyd E. Henby Distinguished Service Award is given to honor the memory of Dr. Henby, who perpetually demonstrated a strong commitment and passion to the college and the students that he taught. This award recognizes the recipient's efforts in advancing the principles of the chiropractic profession through strong moral character, education, leadership, and service to the profession and the community. The recipient of the Lloyd E. Henby Distinguished Service Award is Mariah Elser. It's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Nick Poirier, Assistant Vice President of Academic Affairs, to introduce the Academic Achievement Awards.
The Academic Achievement Award for National Board is presented to the Doctor of Chiropractic student who has demonstrated outstanding performance on Part 1 and/or Part 2 of national boards by achieving an overall average of 600 or greater on all sections of the examinations with no single section score below 450. Students, when I call your name, please come up to receive your awards. I would also ask the audience to please hold your applause until all the names have been called. So the Academic Achievement Award recipients are Rosalie Betts for Parts 1 and 2, Sean Bradshaw for Parts 1 and 2, Anthony Krause for Part 1, Mariah Elser for Part 1, Oneli Emery for Part 1, Jake Faubert for Part 2, Gracie Hollings for Part 1, Bridget Ivany for Parts 1 and 2, Emmanuel Camboroglos for Parts 1 and 2, Michael Lagana for Part 2, Sebastian Malechizki, for Parts 1 and 2, Cody Miller for Part 2, Haley Marino for Part 1, Silas Piers for Parts 1 and 2, Madeline Pominville for Parts 1 and 2, and finally, Alexandra Thompson for Parts 1 and 2. Please give them a big round of applause. Wow, that was great. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael Meston, President of Northeast College of Health Sciences, to present the Distinguished Service Award, the Kenneth W. Paget Scholarship, and the Standard Process Scholarship. Dr. Meston.
Thank you, Dr. Poirier. In recognition of their outstanding dedication and service to the entire Northeast College community during their 7 trimesters, I am pleased to present the Distinguished Service Awards to Bridget Ivani, Sebastian Malacheski, Nathaniel Tuck, and Lauren Williams. The Kenneth W. Paget Scholarship is given in honor of Northeast current chancellor and past president of this institution from 1989 to 2000. Among his many accomplishments, Dr. Paget served as president of the American Chiropractic Association, president of the New York State Chiropractic Association, and he continues to participate as a board member on the Association for the History of Chiropractic. The Kenneth W. Paget Scholarship is awarded to a 7th trimester student who has earned a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher and was selected for the best essay addressing the following. Upon graduation from the leading institution of chiropractic education, you'll be one of the best trained doctors of chiropractic. As in most professions, there are sometimes differences of opinions and views between chiropractic practitioners. Explain how you will work with other doctors to unify and advance the chiropractic profession. The recipient of the Kenneth W. Paget Scholarship is Devin Greeno. She brought her fan club. Standard Process is the foremost supplier and producer of whole foods nutritional supplements and is recognized for its attention to quality. The company is also a significant supporter of chiropractic education, research, and a wonderful supporter of this college. In fact, this fitness center is named in their honor. The Standard Process Scholarship is awarded to a 7th trimester student who earned a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher and was selected for the best essay addressing the following. Standard Process believes that whole foods nutrition is essential for maintaining health. We also believe that healthcare providers offer the best direction to guide patients in their nutritional needs. As you will soon be in practice, how will you plan to implement nutrition into your practice to change your patients' lives? The recipient of the Standard Process Scholarship is Brendan Potash. Dr. Poirier.
Thank you, Dr. Meston. It is now my pleasure to introduce the speaker for today's transition ceremony. After earning a master's degree in exercise physiology from Syracuse University, Harlan Pius worked in a private cardiac rehabilitation facility. His responsibilities included conducting cardiac stress tests, as well as administering exercise training programs for a wide variety of post-cardiac incident patients. An American College of Sports Medicine member, Harlan began selling chiropractic equipment in 1984, utilizing his knowledge of anatomy and physiology to serve clients. In 2003, Harlan opened Harlan Health Products Incorporated, which quickly rose to become a leader in chiropractic equipment and supplies, primarily serving New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. In April 2017, Harlan was granted an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters by the American College of Chiropractors and was extended honorary membership in that society. He is one of only a few non-chiropractors in the history of the American College of Chiropractors to receive this honor. He has presented for the New York State Chiropractic Association, the Association of New Jersey Chiropractors, and several physical therapy schools. Mr. Pius regularly presents post-grad education courses for Northeast College about topics including laser therapy and shockwave therapy. He and his son, Lloyd, are often seen at the college Levittown Health Center providing instruction on the use of a variety of modalities. Please help me welcome Mr. Harlan Pius.
Good afternoon, and I'm so thrilled to be here, and it's such an exciting day for families, for the students, and I'm really excited to be back here. Last time I was here in this gym was 2017, and it's been a while. So we took a tour of the school yesterday, and it's just a phenomenal place to be. Really it is. You know, the mountain that is ahead of you will soon be behind you. It'll be a distant memory, right? Your clinic experience. The challenge of getting over that mountain will be with you forever. It'll change who you are. That's the purpose of the mountain, to change who you are through the challenges that we face. Now, yesterday, I told Nick I may get emotional, so this is an emotion that I'm getting, because he said he'd pull me off the stage if I get emotional. But I'm just proud to be here. So Nick told you a little bit about my background. I've been serving the chiropractic profession for over 40 years. It's a wonderful profession that you're joining, one that I've embraced, and they sort of embraced me back. There's a lot of things that we have in common, us guys, right? Students and me. We've been through a lot of challenges, a lot of self-doubt, but you've overcome it, and here you are, ready to take on the next challenge. Your clinical experience that's ahead of you should be a phenomenal experience. As I told you when we met earlier today, I know many of the clinicians that will become your mentors at the variety of clinical sites of Northeast College. So you'll have the opportunity to learn from people who have been there, people who have overcome their own challenges, getting into the practice of chiropractic, and are now mentors to you. And it's important that you realize that they are giving people who would just impart their experience and their knowledge, their philosophy of life, their philosophy of chiropractic, to you that'll carry you through and make another little tweak, a little change for the person that you are, all right? Once you get through that experience, and while you're in that experience, I encourage you to kind of practice like you would want to practice on your own, right? It's a great environment to try different things that maybe you haven't been so exposed to, but you'll get exposed by those mentors, those clinicians that are waiting for you. And I'll see you at the Levittown Clinic for those of you who will be going downstate, as I mentioned earlier during our discussion today. And we'll review things, and hopefully the work that we put into it will also change you a little bit because each experience will make you better at what you do. And more importantly, make you an even more effective person. Whether it's communicating with patients, communicating with your mentors, communicating with your families, because no man is an island, right? It doesn't just take you to get here. The support of the people behind you has really made an impact on you, I know. So once you finish your clinical experience, you're probably going to go into an associate position, okay? During that associate position, the doctors who you work for will also become your mentors and people who you can ask questions and develop that natural curiosity that you have as doctors. All these are tools to help you be on your own, right? So as I mentioned to you earlier today, there are many positions as an associate that are waiting for you. As long as you get yourself ready, be willing to be uncomfortable, right? So you can learn and grow, and then flourish as an associate in a chiropractic practice, okay? What does it take to flourish? Well, it's hard work, right? You know that, right? You've been through some hard work already, haven't you? I bet you there's a couple of days that you were up past 11 o'clock at night studying for an exam, right? And just like you're kind of laughing and smiling about that now, think in 5 years from now how you'll feel about that experience, right? You'll look at it and say, hey, this is what made me. This is the stuff at Northeast College that touched me and changed me and made me who I am, right? So when you go out to own your own practice, a couple of things that I want you to kind of keep in mind. And you can think about this when you're in clinic, when you're an associate, and ultimately when you're hopefully in your own business, in your own practice. And let me be clear, the practice of chiropractic, while it is a wonderful art and science, it is also a business that you need to embrace. There are things you need to look out for and things that you need to consider when you make business decisions. So, as you move forward, we talked about being in the hospitality business, right? And I'm going to repeat that because I think it's important. You're really a healthcare provider, but really what we provide as chiropractors, as an equipment supplier, is the hospitality. Taking care of people and making sure that the experience that they get in your office, under your hands and under your guidance, is a positive experience and an exceptional experience. As I mentioned to you earlier, it's so interesting to me when I see a chiropractor in one office down the street that's kind of struggling a little bit, and another one a block away that's flourishing. And I always say, what's the difference between those? And most of the time, it's how they approach things, how they think things through. It's not about the insurance company. It's not about the rules and the laws. It's oftentimes within our own power, within our own mindset, how we think of things and how we communicate to people. And that communication of hospitality, of I'm here to create not only better health care for you and your family, but I'm here to create an exceptional experience. You know, there's a restaurant on Long Island, I'm from the downstate area, Westchester County, called Peter Luger's. Peter Luger's is a fine steakhouse. They still, to this day, don't accept credit cards. You know what? You have to pay by cash. You got to bring a lot of cash if you want to eat at Peter Luger's, right? But you can go about a mile down the road and go to McDonald's too. But boy, will you have a different experience. Right? So who do you want to be? Do you want to be the steakhouse or do you want to be the McDonald's? It's your choice. But whatever you choose to be, make sure that those patients get the experience commensurate with the choice you make. Okay? It's important that you take great care of people from a healthcare perspective, but it's also important that you take care of people by communicating your message to them in a way that they can understand and a way that they know they're with the right profession and in the right place. Okay? We talked a little bit about building a reputation, and it's really interesting because some people think that they can build a reputation by saying how wonderful they are, right? And that just doesn't work. Okay? You build a great reputation when others say how wonderful you are, and that's all through the experience that you give patients. So I have some advice for you. First of all, it's really important that you become a member of this profession. That's very different than becoming a chiropractor, right? You're part of a profession that needs you. Okay, so join your state associations, okay, whatever state you belong to. In many states, there's several associations. Pick one and be part of it now, right? You can join as a student member for almost next to nothing, $40 some of them are. But by joining those associations, you're empowering yourself to be part of the chiropractic community, part of moving this legend of chiropractic, this legacy of chiropractic forward. Instead of waiting for other people to do the hard work, roll up your sleeves. Be part of the profession. Join the New York State Chiropractic Association, the New York Chiropractic Council, join the Association of New Jersey Chiropractors. Whatever state and area you're from, be involved. And when you're involved, go volunteer. Even now, for the spring conventions, volunteer to be part there. Volunteer to register people into that convention. Because you know what? If you're the one signing people into that convention, guess how many people you're going to meet? And one of those people is going to be the one that interviews you for the associateship you eventually land. And they'll remember that you were part of the association, that you were part of the organization. Very, very important. A lot of people did a lot of work to make all this happen with chiropractic. So carry that legacy forward and be part of it. It's important also to realize that chiropractic is a business, and you have to learn the business of business. Okay? So expose yourself to accounting techniques. Be able to read a profit and loss statement. Be able to read different statements that you can create and see how your practice is doing along the way. I'm not telling you to go get an MBA, but you know what? You can go to the community college and take a lesson in a basic accounting and find out what a profit and loss statement is and how your decisions affect that stuff. Okay. My uncle was an attorney, as I mentioned to you, and he set up my business in 2003. And, you know, it's kind of interesting to me that accountants deal with what happened and lawyers deal with what's going to happen, right? So don't take anything too to heart about what they tell you. It's the advice that they know from their professional experience. However, know what you want out of your practice. Know who you are and make sure that you're congruent with the values that you have, that the people behind you gave you growing up, okay? And the people that were at the school have provided you with as they mentored you through the tough times and through the late night studying and the courses that you've taken. So learn about marketing. Rely on your mentors. You have mentors already, don't you? All right. I think you should give them another hand. Okay. And not only should you collect patients and gather patients, you should gather mentors at every turn. Because no man is an island. No man is an island. No woman is an island, right? We need other people in our lives to help us along the way. Okay? So gather your mentors, gather them carefully, and make sure that they know that you value their opinions and you value their perspective. And those are the people that when you're in practice, you have a difficult case or you're dealing with an insurance company for the first time and you're not sure how to handle it, that they're usually a phone call away and very, very open to helping you get to that next step, right? Get over that hurdle. So be willing to learn and be willing to make mistakes. Right? We learn from our mistakes. Okay? So when I have people that come to work with me in my business, I tell them to make as many mistakes as they want, but never repeat the same mistake. Right? My philosophy on that is that eventually, I hope, we'll run out of mistakes to make. Right? So, but don't never be afraid to make a mistake, but be afraid to repeat the mistake. So make sure you learn from your mistakes. Okay? And be ready to be a mentor. to the next generation. You can't see it now, but you will be. You can be. When one of your patients expresses an interest in chiropractic and you send them to Northeast College of Chiropractic, I keep saying Northeast College of Chiropractic, Northeast College of Health Sciences. Okay? It's a little hybrid there from my old days. But be a mentor to the young people to keep this profession alive and vibrant and young and growing, right? And always be curious. Be curious to ask questions, right? There's lots of answers out there if you just look for them, right? Lots of people who are willing to help you, whether it's a parent, sibling, an instructor, a clinician, your classmates who you've connected with during your time here at Northeast. Ask questions and be curious. Okay? When you talk to patients, what's really cool is if you talk to people long enough, you will 100% always find something in common. Always. In fact, when I go down to the Levittown Clinic and I talk to the group that's there, I always ask them where they're from. And they tell me. I'm interested to find out where they're from. If there's no connection where they're from, I'll ask them another question. Because you can always connect with people. Everybody, they say there's a 6-degree separation between people, right? I think it's closer than that. I think it's a half a degree if you take the time to listen and be curious about them, right? Sometimes we forget that, as I mentioned in the classroom earlier today when we were together. Sometimes we are so worried about how we're going to sound and how we're going to appear that we think about us. It's time to start thinking about the other person. That's how you learn. Okay? I'm going to leave you with a story, my favorite story. There was an old wise man in the town. Sat up on a hill, and people in the town would go up to the old wise man and climb up this hill and ask him his advice. And he would always give them spot-on advice. Well, these 2 mischievous children said, we're going to fool that old man. We're going to catch a little sparrow, hold it behind our back, and ask the old man, what's in our hand? Is it alive or is it dead? So they trekked up this hill on a hot summer day. The old man was sitting in his long white coat, waiting for somebody to approach him. And these 2 mischievous boys said, old man, behind our back we have a sparrow. Is it alive or is it dead? The little boys knew that if he said it's alive, they would squeeze it tight and kill it. So he'd be wrong. If he said it's dead, they'd open their hands and the sparrow would fly away. The old man would be wrong. Pretty interesting approach for these little kids. So they asked the old man, what's in our hands? Is the sparrow alive or is he dead? And the old man really gave him the only answer that possibly he can give. He said, boys, what's in your hands is totally up to you. Right? What's in your hands as young chiropractors, totally up to you. Best of luck. Take that mountain on. It'll soon be in the rearview mirror. Best of luck. Thank you.
Excellent. You can join me, Harlan? Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. And thank you for your support of this institution, these students, our alumni in the chiropractic profession for many, many years. You're truly a good friend. So with that, I'd like to present the Certificate of Appreciation in recognition of your outstanding contributions to Northeast College of Health Sciences.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Harlan. Let's get a picture.
We will now begin the rite of passage. As students proceed across the stage, they will be greeted by representatives of each of the academic departments, symbolizing their successful matriculation through the preclinical portion of the program. At the end of the procession, the students will be ceremoniously helped into their white coat, signifying the start of their outpatient clinical training. Joining me on stage are Dr. Michael Zampano for the Department of Foundational Sciences, Dr. Fiona Jarrett-Thelwell for the Department of Clinical Sciences, Dr. Brett Carnevale for the Department of Integrated Chiropractic Therapies, Dr. Ilya Arar for the Department of Principles of Healthcare Practice, Dr. Wendy Maneri for the Health Centers, and Mr. Harlan Pius, our keynote speaker. It is now my pleasure to invite Dr. Gina Voorhees back to the podium to introduce the students for the rite of passage. I would also ask the ushers to please begin guiding the students to the stage.
Madison Alessi. Abhishek Bhatt. Haley Marino. Mariah Elser. Devin Greeno. Brooke Ray Green. Anthony Kraus. Abby Schroding. Brooke Bogaz. Greg Heiler. Rosalie Betts. Jason Badwall. Michael Lagana. Haley Sherrard. Bridget Ivany. Alexandra Thompson. Taylor Cooley. Dora Marshall. Imperatriz Rengifo. Mariana Christina Delpin Sosa. Jacob Astapove. Emmanuel Camboroglos. Danny Troop. Hannah Marielke. Lauren Williams. Madeline Pominville. Claire Supanowski. Amy Varquette. Annalie Emery. Gracie Hullings. Megan Rinkowitz. Simran Dat. Gunnar Centrone. Michelle Siuse. Taylor Carroll. Brendan Potash. Jake Faubert. Matthew A. Turry. Neil Capral. George Cruces Cochachis. Sebastian Malashevsky. Nathaniel Tuck. Jordan Lagosny. Silas Pierce. Yachi Patel. Vavetha Ramesh. Sean Bradshaw. Arya Fata. Cody Miller. Matthew Doyle. Nick Seidel. Seth Kunkel. Kayla Enns. Amy Kadena. John Russell Pandolfo. Jordan C. Williams. Charles Mitchell Jr. Cesar Carvajal. Kenneth Jean Moore Bermudez. Karina Mateo Toledo. Kerwin Chick. Zacharias Horning. Amna Usker. Hina Bilal Shah. Julia Geisel. Cassandra DeFilippis. Congratulations. Congratulations, I think we're all hugged out now. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Wendy Maneri, Dean of Clinical Education, for the Dean's Address and to administer the chiropractic student oath.
Good afternoon. Let me be the first to formally welcome you to the Outpatient Health Centers at Northeast College of Health Sciences. We are so very proud of your hard work and accomplishments. I know that you are very nervous about this new and exciting experience. I wanted to remind you that we are always here to help you and look forward to continuing to work with you over the next year as you grow and develop into the highest quality doctor of chiropractic that you can be. Please stand to complete the chiropractic student oath. Now it is my pleasure to lead you through the chiropractic student oath. I would like to ask all students to please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I do hereby affirm my dedication to the chiropractic profession as I continue with my clinical clerkship. I will strive to apply my knowledge and skills for the well-being of patients, engaging only in those practices which will bring honor upon myself and my profession. I will endeavor to work in a professional manner with my teachers and colleagues. I will never allow material advancement or prejudice in any form to interfere with the duty I owe my patients. I will respect the knowledge, skills, and experience of the doctors who allow me to learn under their licenses. I vow to practice chiropractic ethically and with dignity. In the presence of this gathering, I bind myself to this oath, making it solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Congratulations.
Thank you. You may be seated. So this concludes today's transition ceremony. Congratulations to all students for reaching this important milestone. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I wish you continued success in the next stage of your clinical education. To the family and friends who joined us in person and remotely today, we would like to thank you for your continued support of these future doctors of chiropractic. After the ceremony, we ask the students to come up to the stage to get their class photo taken before joining your families. Please be well and have a wonderful rest of your day.